We all had concerns about them going into the year. Again, understandably so, because they've lost Gabe Vincent. They lost Max Strus. The only seemingly replacement was Josh Richardson in terms of a vet. They just seem to do it again and again. I'll let you start it off, Reek, but these guys just keep doing it. I don't know if they're sustaining it, but at least for the time being, they look like they're going to be a very good team, at least again in the regular season, once again.
It's that Heat black magic, man. They just find a way, man. They find a way somehow. It sucks that Hero got hurt because he was playing at such a high level offensively, but even without him, they still continue to find a way, like I did in the postseason last year. I got to give a lot of credit to Bam. Like, we know Bam's a great defender, but I feel like it's even taking a step up this year. Like, he should be in the firm conversation for defensive player of the year. He's been that good. If he's not the front runner, like, honestly, he's been that good defensively. And Bam's always kind of been like the guy that makes this team go really on both ends of the floor. So seeing his defense step up, like, you know what you're going to get from Jimmy, like, in the regular season and stuff. But Bam being like their most impactful player night in, night out is really what makes this team go. Can they sustain it? I don't know. Like, this Heat team, always difficult to predict. We'll see, like, hopefully Tyler Hero makes a nice, speedy, and effective recovery and everything, because they'll definitely need his offense. But, you know, when I saw them start 1-4, I'm like, this might be like a fall-off year for them because they look rough those first 5 games of the season. But they figure it out, man. They just find a way to continue to figure it out. And, you know, as long as they got Spo there, Jimmy's there, Bam, Tyler Hero, like, they're going to be a threat. Like, you don't want to see that team in the first round of the playoffs, no matter if they're a 4 seed or if they're or an 8 seed. Like, you just don't want to see those guys. But I feel like Bam has been like the most, outside of Tyler Hero, Bam on the defensive side just seems like he's taking like another step on that end of the floor, which is unprecedented for how good he's been in his career.
Yeah, Bam, he was another one of the guys who I wanted to put on my player shout-outs this week because he's been incredible. Like, just not only his scoring, but his rebounding. Like, the fact that in the last 4 games he has a 17 rebound game and a 19 rebounding game, like, that's some absurd stuff. And we talked about it last week because you had all like your categories, and I think one of them might have been related to rebounding, and Bam wasn't on there, and I'm like, dang, I feel like he's been so good at that, and he's only continued to excel there. And for him, like, every year we're like, yeah, Bam's going to take that offensive jump. He's finally going to do it. This is going to be the year. And if what he's doing this year continues, like, this will probably be the biggest offensive jump he's taken, because at least in quite some time, because 2020, 2021, he was up to like 18.7, then 19.1 the year after, then last year 20.4, and it's like been around that like 19, 20 range, but right now he's at 23, and with Hero out, that could only go up. And it's like, if we're finally going to see these big-time scoring numbers from Bam, like, that, not that it makes this team any deeper and fixes some of their overlying issues, but it's sure good. It's sure real promising. And so it's like, that looks really nice at them. The other thing I want to shout out with Miami as well that I noticed was probably going to butcher it, but I'm going to try my best. Jaime Jaquez.
Good job, Gabe.
I think. Yeah, all right. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, yeah.
What college did he go to?
Dude, I know this. Dude, I feel like I've definitely seen him in a college jersey, but
UCLA.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, he had his first 20 piece, and it was in a win against Atlanta the other day. So I'd like to see that. Like, he had his first real like breakout game, and if he can, not that he's gonna go out there and average 20, but if he can have some consistent offensive production for them, like, that's big time stuff, because now with Hero getting injured, like, that's something they need, and we know that they're always hurting for depth. So like, if he can come in and be like this early into his career, be a guy that can actually contribute for them, that's a great draft pool for them. So I want to shout out him as well. But among their couple bright spots, it's like, yeah, I thought things were looking bleak for them as well, and for them to come out here and get some wins, never count out Miami. That's all you can say.
Never.
count out Miami.
Never, man. We'll learn eventually. It's impressive how they just continue to piece this together. I'm glad you guys touched on Bam offensively and defensively. Really liked his improvements on both ends this year. The mid range has looked a lot better. He's 55% now from shots 10 to 16 feet out, 41% from anything further out to the 3-point line. And he's hit a 3 this year. It's only taken 2 of them, but he hit 1. So we'll take those. I don't know if we're going to see many more 3s from him, but just the fact that the mid-range shot is falling a lot more, the volume is up. He looks a lot more aggressive. He looks a lot more confident. It looks like we're seeing a lot more of what we saw in the finals from him last year. And that looked like peak Bam on the offensive end. And it looks like we're getting more of that, which is great to see. I like the Hawkhead shout as well. He's looked very good. The other guy I want to mention for the Heat that's really impressed me so far this year is Duncan Robinson, because we've seemingly now got to the point where he's back in the rotation and the 3s are going down. But he's doing a lot more than that this year. And we started to see that towards the end of last year, but we're now at the point where he's more than doubled his drives per game from last year. And he's genuinely not a significant threat, because this is still Duncan Robinson we're talking about. But from where he was, he's a guy now that if you chase him off the 3-point line, he can punish you a little bit. He can get it to the rim and finish a little bit. He has a bit of a floater. He had a play against Wemby the other night where he had a great move to the rim and got an easy look. And when you're doing that against Wemby, it's a pretty good sign that your handle's improved a lot. Your ability to finish at the rim has improved a lot. Great stuff from what we've seen from Duncan. Great stuff from this Miami team as a whole. Spoelstra just continues to need a ton of credit.